Today is an excellent day, everybody, because for the first time in a very long time, I've got two trains running on the same line. Right now I've got the high-speed passenger train zipping around on the ground line there. Just went over the bridge, making its way by the beach and the zoo here. And then on the same line, I've got this green and black passenger train going as well. Hooray! Two trains going on the same remote too. The remote that's on top of the hospital here. So that's cool. I've got one on the A side and one on the B side. Green on the left and white on the right. Not bad. So today in this video, we're going to be working on the downtown core. I've been working on the countryside for a couple days and I wanted to change it up, so we're going to do that. I was thinking specifically going to look at this town hall modular building because it's got a half base plate open on either side of it, and eventually I'd like to turn that into a double corner modular building. I just think that would be so cool. So I'm going to pull it, we're going to have a look at it. I'm going to try and mock something up so I know exactly what pieces to order so that I can turn that into a double corner town hall. How cool would that be? Super cool in my opinion. Maybe even cooler than these trains going around the city? I don't know. I could, if I truly wanted to, get a third going right now on the amusement park line as well, because this Hogwarts Express can in fact go around the city. I wonder if I could do that right away. Like, I wonder if I could connect another motor. Let's find out. No, my white train just stopped, so I don't think so. I know there is a way that you can connect 3 motors to the same remote, or even more. It's just like so weird. There's no Lego instructions anywhere online showing you how to figure this out. So it's sort of weird. Or did I press the wrong button there? Let's try again. I was actually just watching a YouTube video where he had 3 trains on the same remote, and I was trying to figure it out myself. Either way, I'll leave that for another day. I'm happy with the 2 for now. Let's be happy with what we have, right? I think so. Pretty cool. What I could do actually is just put another remote on this one. Got the pins there, so I can put another remote on there and then just have it on a separate button, which would work as well. So in addition to fixing up the town hall, well, starting to mock up the town hall, I also want to make some changes to the canal back there because, hey, would you look at that? Exposed table, exposed 2x4. Not the best. Not a good look. Not the look I'm going for here in the downtown core. But I also want to change up the Venetian houses because the Venetian houses are sort of low down. So what I want to do is raise everything up except for the water so it's at the same height as the canal walkways. So I've got to raise those up, what is that, like 4 bricks or something like that? So I've got to like dissect that, change up the mill's work, raise it up. I got to blow this up here, and I got to get the water connected and just sort of fix this up so it actually looks like a canal because it doesn't really look that good. But coming up with a parts list for this is going to be an interesting task. I'm actually going to base it off one of these modular buildings, but with this color scheme and this design. But I think because this is a half base plate corner build, it's going to be something that's going to be easy to reference, and it's going to be a good source material. And so with this. So I've got 2 pieces of source material to work from. So it's all going to work out. It's going to be good. Trains are still cooking. Love to see it. So the first thing that I want to do when it comes to working on this project is, of course, clear that entire section of the Lego city and bring it upstairs so we can start to visualize what it's going to look like and start working on these projects. And I decided to do that after a long day of filming and editing and uploading and working around the studio because I wanted to get a head start for tomorrow. That's when Mrs. Bricksie is going to be here. She's going to help me out with this project. I'm pretty excited about it. I was like, okay, well, let's get us a head start. So I get all the stuff slid out from underneath the table, and I make a very poor decision of carrying 2 modular buildings at a time. Take a little stumble, save one modular building, And there goes the source material. It's now on the ground. So yeah, I should have just took 2 trips. Would have saved me a bunch of time. Now I've got to piece that modular building back together. Let's just pretend that never even happened. Look at that. Got it repaired. It wasn't too bad. Didn't take too long. Yeah, I'm happy with that. These sort of have like a Venetian feel, don't they? These 2 little half modular buildings. Now I've just got to come up with a custom modular building for the backside of Town Hall as well. 32 by 32 studs, and then a half base plate of water is going to flow through here and connect to that. And we're going to raise those up and create our double corner Town Hall. You want to see something interesting? There's some brown pieces in there. And of course they broke when I dropped them. But this one here, it broke in the inside. See that? I've never had that happen before. That was interesting. All right, I'll continue this in the morning. So yesterday I might have done something that I typically do, and that is bite off more than I can chew. Here I am like, yeah, we're gonna create, you know, the extensions for the town hall with the parts that we have, and we're gonna build the modified canal, and I'm gonna raise up the Venetian houses, and we're gonna take care of all sorts of stuff. And now, here it is midday, and we've got the ground construction done for our expanded town hall. So our goal is to turn this building into a double corner and to copy over a lot of the design elements. And we're gonna have to build 2 individual modules. I don't wanna rip apart town hall. I wanna establish that. I don't wanna demolish my town hall. This modular building is too precious to demolish, to start ripping out interior walls, to start expanding, to essentially use it as a parts pack. Not willing to do that. I wanna keep this in its original state besides the sidewalk, which is no big deal. So this is what we've come up with so far. That is half of what we need to build. You'll see a lot of part substitutions color-wise. A lot of the colors are going to match up once we're done doing the part substitutions. But we've got the matching arches on the bottom there. And then we came up with this angled window design. So this window is jumpered in spot there. And you can see these angles down here sort of match up with that. Did that with one of those like funky looking bricks, the like triangular ones, and then also some bricks with the forward facing stud, and we put the cheese slope there. Now all of these tiles will be switched out so they're light gray, and this one here will be switched out so it's white, and these panels here will be switched out so they're light gray, etc., 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 such as the dark tan slides. We're just building it with what we have. Most people would do this on Designer, but we are just doing it off the top of our heads here. Only design flaw that I don't like is this wall is a little bit wiggly. I'm curious to see if we can maybe put like a jumper on there when I start building the next floor, or when we start building it, to see if we can hold that in place. I was messing around with some different building techniques, trying to find the perfect angle to tack this down, but I don't think it's the end of the world that it's a little bit wiggly there. And for now, we haven't done an interior. And once again, I'm not ripping apart these walls and connecting the building. It's not what I'm trying to do with my town hall, personally. You know, if you wanted to do this, you could rip apart your town hall, but I'm not gonna do that. And then the sidewalk's gonna match up with the other modular buildings, which are gonna sit behind this. And I think this is off to a good start here. Mrs. Brixie's been writing down all the parts that we need to order to make the part substitutions so that it matches up the color-wise, such as the tan cylinders and also the different mud guards that aren't as deep. So yeah, she's been writing down all those parts there, and we're gonna make a Bricklink wanted list and order them accordingly. You'll see that it is a little bit deeper. It goes right to the edge there. We wanted to bring it to the edge of this base plate because when we put a modular building on the back side of this, there's not gonna be like this weird little tiny alleyway. So yeah, that's what we've come up with so far. And now we're gonna start working on the modified second floor. Should be interesting because once again, want to carry over that same design from this, but turn it into the second floor and have the same angle as well. Yeah, it's gonna be quite grand when we're all done. So I'm just working on improving this window a little bit further here, and as I'm deconstructing it and changing some stuff up, I wanted to show you. So there's the jumper, and we've got the triangular tiles in there, which I've got to order more in light gray. But you can see it's that weird like triangular brick piece. And then there's also the snot bricks with the cheese slopes to try and fill in the gap. So put these back on. And what I did here was put these snot bricks separated by 2 plates facing inward, and that tower is actually supported to the next one. And you can see you got the white line there that's consistent all the way around that way, because the right combination of plates were used to mount these cheese slopes with the snot bricks. And I've been modifying this window to try and reinforce it a bit. And what I decided to do was put another layer of brick on the back, put some palisade bricks in there, and then I also put the forward-facing stud bricks, or snot bricks, that's what I like to call them. And then I separated them using 2 plates. And then I needed to put 7 tiles there, or 7 studs of tile. And that filled in the gap that was there before. So now with a combination of these cheese slopes and the tiles mounted, it sort of fills that gap so you can't really see in there now. And it also reinforces this a bit too, because it can no longer move forward, just backward. So it reinforces that. I think if I put a 1x2 jumper right there, it will adapt to the next floor, but it's just going to make it a little harder to like attach the second floor that we're currently working on right here. So I think for now we're just going to leave it as a 2x4, because this is just going to be rock solid there. But I think technically it will adapt to a 1x2 jumper there, but just trying to like get it on there was a little bit difficult. So yeah, just wanted to show you a little bit of the technicality behind this, which is one of the reasons why this is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would be, or I thought it would. But it is what it is, turning out great. So we've started working on the second floor, and these are the standard design windows right here. They just have the 2 1x1 modified bricks with the forward-facing stud there, so you can put that there, and then you get the planter design. Looks like that. Pretty cool. But if we want to put it at an angle, such as this one here, there's not enough depth to like put the tile underneath. So I would throw the entire thing off by a plate. So what I decided to do was modify the window. Rather than using a snot brick, I changed it up to a 2x4 plate, then a 1x4 plate, and then some little brackets, just so we get the same design, but doing it differently, so that we can get these windows aligned at the same height with the jumper underneath. Otherwise, it would be thrown off by a plate, and this window would be a plate higher than these. So you just had to come up with a modified design there. Yeah, second floor is on its way, slowly but surely. Something else I was doing this morning while I was taking an important phone call was just rummaging through this bin here. This is a bin of Lego that I had from when I was a kid, and there's a bunch of non-Lego in here, so I'm depositing those into the trash bin. Nobody wants that stuff, believe me, it's just trash. And I'm also isolating all my Duplo for the kids, so I'm gonna bring that stuff home. And while I was digging through here, I found some really cool like vintage parts, and also a really cool brick separator. Check it out. Pretty neat. Well, everybody, it's off to a really good start. Took all day. It's already 3:40. Look at Mrs. Bricksie go. She's hard at work, scratching down parts like crazy. We've got her other mills plate ready to go there, bagging out all the parts that we have for the second half, I guess, and then that's what we've got. Not too bad. Tiled off the sidewalk, did the dark bluish gray around the border of the building, added this little planter, which is inspired by the original planter, just like doubled up. Sort of blends in that corner a little bit. It's sort of hard to visualize, isn't it? I mean, we've got green windows and orange cheese slopes, but we copied the same design with the modified bricks with the little slide in the center, and also the snot bricks, 1x1 circular tiles, and then also the inverted slopes there with the tiles on top. These are far too big. Got to get the smaller ones. It's funny, these are much harder to find than these ones here. We've got loads of these ones, but clearly not enough of the other ones. And yeah, there we go. That's sort of the start to the expanded town hall. Comes apart pretty easily. However, we were running low on the 1x4 modified tiles with the 2 studs. So we've got to order some more of those and make some part substitutions on our floor so they just go together and come apart a little easier. But yeah, town hall. Pretty soon it's going to be a double corner. It's pretty hard to believe that. It's going to be massive. Like it's going to be this plus another slice just like that. Gotta say though, I'm exhausted from that. Just scouring through parts, trying to find the parts that you don't have, trying to find substitutions and getting all the math of everything right and just sort of building it with what you have. Obviously, we've got so many parts that we need to order. And we're gonna order those through a combination of bricks and pieces online from Lego and also from Bricklink, wherever we can find them. And yeah, even though it doesn't match color, I think the concept is there. I like the angled design that we've come up with. I know like I've seen other versions of this that like incorporate more of these pillars, but I think it just makes more sense to have the pillars at the front, and then this is just like an extension of it. Pretty happy with the outcome of the day though. Pound it, Mrs. Bricksie. And I think pretty happy with it for sure. Just got to figure out the roof and build the roof and carry that over. Just not enough time here today, but we will continue on other days. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. Everybody, thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.